Hello team, just wanted to make a quick video, see if anybody was interested in finding out a little bit of, I guess, investing, how I invest and things like that, and what's worked for me. And I've been pretty successful at it, and I'll give you guys an example and, proof and things like that. But the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is investing. I wouldn't invest if you do have credit card debt and things like that. I would say eliminate that credit card debt first. There's no reason to invest any money if you have debt out there that you're going to have to pay interest on. Like especially the credit cards, their interest rates are so high that I mean anything you make from your investment is probably going to be close to where your interest rate is. So don't do it. Just pay your credit card debt, then you can actually start looking at investing itself. Um, but what I wanted to talk to you guys was about the way I found my own way of investing. I used to listen to people like this guy right here, very famous person. He kind of made me a lot of money, kind of. But it was very slow, and it wasn't like, you see videos, movies, and things like this of people becoming millionaires quickly and things like that. And there has to be a way out there, right? Well, what I found from what worked for me, um, could definitely work for you guys, is investing into commodities. Commodities, basically, they're just almost anything let's see, right, we'll go walk over here so you can see kind of a quick list on them. But anything that's, an actual thing that has value, gold, silver, wheat, sugar, um, different things all over the place. There's so many. That's why you kind of can get a huge list right here, and there's so many of them. And but it's actually easy to keep track of when you should buy, when you should sell, without having to depend on people like Jim and people like Warren Buffett, things like that. Because I used to pay attention to these guys. I used to go on their stocks thing, pay for their programs, and just found a lot easier and more. Almost it makes me feel a lot better when I could see a stock and know why I'm investing in it versus listening to somebody and what their assumptions are and what they think is going to happen. Um, you know what's going to happen with commodities, and I'll give you an example here. And this was one that I just recently did. I started in March of, I don't even really remember. I want to say kind of around this timeline ish, in March, February timeline. Is when I started, and I wanted to put money aside for my daughter, but at the same time, kind of make money, make that it grow. And this was the first time I started investing in commodities. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I want to invest in oil. Um, so I bought into oil and I made a lot of money quick. I mean, within a couple weeks, I started making, a couple $100s, and then it started adding up to thousands of dollars. And I'll show you that. I actually pasted. All right, sorry about that. I guess I didn't really block off that information as far as like the account number and all that crap. So I blocked it off here. But to kind of give you an example, what I was talking about with commodities and things like that is, we'll go back to the actual oil. Well, I'll just talk to you what I'm investing right now. So, for example, I'm going into natural gas because I don't know, it was low at the time when I bought, and I'll show you exactly when I bought using this thing right here. So you can see I bought UNG, which is an EFT fund. It's basically your commodities. It doesn't give you no dividends. It's not going to pay you anything at all. But the good thing about this is, for example, if something happens where this fund for some reason goes bankrupt or something like that, well, you bought your money is actually into, for example, in this case, it would be natural gas. So you actually own natural gas from that company. So you actually have money there regardless if the company goes, bankrupt or anything like that. So it's really cool just to know it's kind of a little bit more safer, um, but it does fluctuate fast and it's pretty big. As far as I'll show you here, okay, so I bought this fund right here at 649 on 518. So we can actually go here to see exactly what I paid for, um, about how much was it, whatever. or when I bought stuff like that, and that's probably when I cashed something out and was looking for something else to buy. So 18 was right here at this point is when I bought natural gas. Uh, from this point to that point, I've made that much money so far. Now, for some reason, um, natural gas and oil are tied together for some reason as far as if oil's doing good, then natural gas is doing good. But it's funny because if it's like a cold break or something like that, then natural gas is going to be doing good, and or cold snap. I don't know why they say cold break, but cold snap. Then natural gas is going to be doing good, and oil may stay the same or still kind of go off of its own until that snap is over. Then it'll kind of tie back together. So that's kind of just kind of heads up on that. But the cool thing is, for example, right here, like I said, I bought at this point, and I can show you exactly how much money I made. Like I said, I started with $500. This is how much I have right now, and the $500 has grown insane amount. I just blows my mind how fast it grew. But right here you can see like for today UNG, which is the EFT fund that we have right here, I have made $90 today. But since I bought it, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about this real quick, I've you know made $412 within. So I bought it on the 18th, so not even a month yet, and I've already made $412. I think it's a lot more right now, but this is just an example of what I would do. So I would get this fund, and as you can see right here, it's starting to go up, and you can go into the fund. It should kind of follow this trend here, because it's EFT, which you can go to basic chart. But you can kind of see that we're kind of hitting that point right here where it's kind of high. So for me, I think I would want to sell probably about like maybe around 760 just to be safe before you hit one of these drastic points that fall off like that. $450. There's no point of being greedy. That's what kind of gets you stuck. And I'll show you where. Well, this fund right here, Dust, was a fund that was recommended by this person right here. And, so I was just like, okay, well, I have extra money. I'm gonna see what he has to say. He's talking about Dust. Dust is basically miners for gold and stuff like that. They actually gold miners. Uh, but you can see how much money I've lost. But it's really not a big deal. I mean, 500 bucks is what I started with, and it's how much I have. I should have, around $6,000, but whatever. That's the way market goes. But this is not a commodity, and it kind of broke my rules on these two right here because they're not commodities. This isn't a commodity, but I had extra money, so I invested. But my whole point here is kind of, I know they said don't put all your eggs in one basket, but in a sense, with commodities, you kind of tell exactly what you should invest in just by looking at it for yourself. Like I said, natural gas, you saw I hit that point where I wanted to hit, which is, let's go to the month, the 18th. I saw it was low, and I said, you know what, if it goes lower, whatever, it's not going to go that much lower. And this 40 cents, you kind of, if it was, was about like around 40-ish cents. So every like 10 cents is about $100 it goes up, something like that. But anyways, you could see that it was almost a for sure thing that it was going up. But you have to be, patient with things, and that's kind of where I'm at with the ones I'm stuck with. Where are they? Right here with the ones that I'm stuck with. I listened to somebody, I bought them, whatever, it happens. And Jim actually has made me a lot of money too throughout the time that I've been investing in my regular account. Um, but that's kind of what I just wanted to point at, and I just don't want to take a loss, so I rather just leave it there. It's not a big deal. It's not like this money's going anywhere. Eventually, I know it will go back up, or at least I'll, cut this loss into a lot less. Uh, but that's kind of what I wanted to just point out to you guys. I mean, if you guys need any questions answered, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything else I could kind of show you. There's other things you can invest in. I was looking at like exchange rates and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna go to Cancun this in September here, so I was just looking at like you know, when I should buy the convert the dollar into the peso and stuff like that. and you can see it's kind of going up. But there's funds actually out there, and I'll show you that in another video if you guys are interested. As far as investing into, like the yens, the euros, different things, and when you should, and seeing the trends and things like that. But like I said, the best thing to do is know why you're buying your own investment. If it's something like, I'll give you an example. If I was going to invest in a company right now, I would invest in, you know, uh, like virtual reality stuff, maybe the video cards that you need, like the high-end NVIDIA video cards, things like that, because I know I like it and I feel that that's the future, but that's like a long-term investment to see real return from that. You know what I mean? So that's why I like the commodities. They move fast. You got to look at them. You can't just leave them alone and not look at them. One day, 2 day, whatever, it could it could drop drastically. So you have to kind of keep up with them. You don't have to look at them like, seeing the actual numbers go up and down, but you do have to just keep track of that as far as how much it's going up or if it's a good time, a bad time, and it's just easy things to read. Like I just come here, read this, and click on whatever commodities I want to learn about, and just kind of gives you an idea of what's happening around the world. So just stay informed. But that's basically all I have for right now. And like I said, I could shoot you guys another video on maybe if you guys have any questions, answer those questions and things like that. So good luck, and I hope everything works out for you guys. Hope this video helped you guys out too. All right, you guys take care.